As we all know, that glorifying God is about honoring, praising, and reflecting God's greatness and majesty. We also glorify God in appreciation of His love, blessing, mercy, favor, grace, protection over our lives. Now, a person is regarded as a beacon of light when or she represents a source of hope, guidance, inspiration, encouragement, motivation in times of darkness, trouble, hardship, and tribulation, as we made to know that we're experiencing in Nigeria today. Now, the key aspect of beacon of light: excellence in work. That is, we need to do our best in our work to honor God. We need to cultivate the habit of integrity, living with honesty and moral uprightness, reflection of God's glory. We don't need to cheat. We don't need to cheat at all to succeed in whatever work we find ourselves. Proverbs chapter 10:22 says, "The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and addeth sorrow with it." What we are saying here is that wherever you find yourself, what you need to do is to be diligent with your work. Rely on God. Focus on God. Focus on on your work. Master the work. You don't need to cheat at all. Just reflect the glory of God. The other aspect is love and service. In your work or wherever you find yourself, whether at home or your community, you also need to serve others with love. You need to serve others with love wherever you find yourself. That mirrors God's love. This can be found in John chapter 13, 34 to 35. The other aspect of beacon of light is witness. Your life and work can be a testimony in God's godliness. Humility. Wherever you find yourself, you need to deploy humility. You need to be humble. You don't need to be cantankerous. You need to be approachable. People should see you and approach you for support, for advice, for giving. This is what beacons of light signifies. Now, how can each and every one of us be a beacons of light in our work? That is, whatever we do, how can we be a beacons of light? That is, how can we be a source of inspiration, a source of advice, a source of empathy in wherever we find ourselves? Brethren, my people of God, let us note that we need three things, absolute three things, for us to succeed in whatever we do. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to be a beacon of life, in the first place, you don't need to be beggarly. You need to succeed in whatever you are doing. Whether you are a pepper seller, you are a shoe shiner, you are whatever, anything you are doing, you must prosper. Because God created us to be a winner. God created us to have for a purpose. And whatever we do, we need to succeed in it. Brethren, let us know that we absolutely need three things. And these three things are God, faith, and understanding spiritual understanding. God. What I mean by this is that you must rely absolutely on God in whatever you are doing. As a Christian, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best time to be alive. I am telling you, this is the best time to be alive, whatever is happening in Nigeria today, as Christians. Because God is there for us. What you need to do is to rely on Him. You need to rely on God. On a more serious note, you don't need any babalawo. You don't need any afar. You don't need any man. I'm not saying you don't need any connection, but you need to rely on God and face your work. When you rely on God, you can never be stranded. I'm telling you, you can never be stranded. You need to rely on God. Now, the second thing is for you to have faith. Because for you to get God to work for you, you need to have faith. If you don't have faith, as I come here, if you don't have faith, now you need God, you need faith. If you don't have faith, you can never get anything. You can't get anything in the sense that faith, the Hebrew in chapter 1, chapter 6 said, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. Evidence of things hoped for, and something we didn't envisage. Now, like I said, to rely on God. Almighty God is what we need for us to get what? To be successful in whatever we are doing. Because God Himself said in the scriptures that Jeremiah 33:3, God says that, call unto me, and I will answer thee. He said, call unto me. He didn't say call unto afar. I'm sorry to say, I didn't say call unto Venerable Lowo Shile or Oyelowo. He said, call unto me, and I will answer thee. You see, that is where the faith comes in now. When you have faith, because you are expectant, you call unto this God, and the expectation is that He's going to answer you. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, it said, don't worry about anything, but in all your prayers, ask God for what you need. Always asking with thankful heart. In essence, is that whatever the challenges you are facing in your work, in your relationships, anything, you need to call on God. And the Philippians is saying here that He will answer thee. The other verses are Matthew, you can note it down because of time. Matthew chapter 19, verse 26. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 8. Matthew 19, 26. Jeremiah 7, 8. John 15, 7 to 8. John 15, 7. And Isaiah 40, 31. I'm sure there are other verses in the Bible where it is stated that you must rely on God. As we can see from the above the Bible, that we don't need any babalawo or fire anymore to achieve our heart desire. Please don't get me wrong. We need connection. Anybody that is saying that you don't need the connection, we may be deceiving ourselves. We need connection. But what we need is divine connection. You see, don't rely on a human being. Because human being as we are, because we are just human being, we are not God. We are not reliable. Anybody that we are not perfect. It's only God that is perfect. So what you need to do is to rely on God. Because God Himself will use human being, but He will direct you to the right human being. Because in fact, the book of Jeremiah 17:5 says that, thus said the Lord, cursed is the man that trusteth in man. So if you are relying on human being, you are just wasting your time. Don't rely on human being, rely on God. You see, thus said the Lord, cursed is the man that trusted in man, and maketh flesh his son, and whose heart departed from the Lord. You can see. Don't rely on any human being. rely on your God to direct you to human being. You can see, let's go further. In this same, that same Jeremiah verse 17:7 said that, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord. You can see, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. So all your trust should be in the Lord. Rely on him for everything. If you are having challenges, anything in your life, just rely on him. I've read out all these verses. You see, just rely on him. Have that belief. You can rely absolutely on God. If you rely absolutely on God, you can never be stranded. You cannot be stranded in life if you rely on him. If you rely on a human being, they will disappoint you. Just rely on God. He will never disappoint you. After God, secondly, we need unwavering faith. You need faith to get God to work for you. Because if you don't have that faith, when you are praying and you are just praying, and because you must be expectant. When you are praying, what are you even praying for? Because in everything there is an art to pray. Thank God our venerable is very good in that art. He knows how to pray. He prays very well. So if you pray to God, you see, because all this asking, whatever I'm saying, is about connecting with God. So, but you need faith to do this, to God intervene in your matters. You just need this faith, because if you don't have that faith, if you don't develop that faith, you will never, I am telling you, you can never get any answer. That faith is very, very important, very key. The book of Hebrews chapter 1 describes faith as in this a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You see, that is faith for you. We don't see it, we just believe. Your own is just to believe. Absolutely, just believe. Just believe it. Just believe that God. You don't need to do any amulumala. Rely absolutely on him. Don't go to anybody. Now, I used to, because I'm a voracious reader and also sport for information. One day I was listening to one of, not even listening, watching. I bought that the DVD on Shiloh, Bishop Oyedepo Shiloh. I can't remember that year now. Now, the man of God, as was talking, he said something just touched him, that some people are in that church that came with some things, something that is not of God. And then it's like it was raining curses on them, that if you don't come out with all these things you have in your pocket, you will pay for it dearly. He repeated it, that you must come out. I was shocked. I still have this tape with me. I can't believe it. In Winners, they placed one drum in the front like this. If you see the way the number of people are trooping out, I can't believe it. They was just dropping all manner of shams. Now he prayed for them, and he now explained to them, you don't need it. You don't need it. I'm just telling you, to succeed in your work, in whatever, you don't need any amulumala. You only need God. So that's what we call unwavering faith. Even the Bible itself, and our Lord Jesus Christ in Matthew 17 said, in chapter 17 and 20, it's because we don't believe. We don't have that faith. He said, and I read, for verily I say unto you, if you have faith as grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Look at that word. If you have that faith as mustard seed. In fact, I got to know about mustard seed when my wife went to Israel. He brought that seed, very tiny like this. You understand? God is saying, if you have even this small tiny faith, you understand? Do you know the implication of this? You said to this mountain, move from here to the other side, mountain should move, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Nothing shall be what? Impossible unto you. So that is the essence of having faith. Number one, you rely on God, then you have faith. Then the third aspect is to have spiritual understanding. You must have spiritual understanding, because if you don't have a spiritual understanding, you cannot even activate faith. So you need to study. You need to study the word of the God. You need to listen to the men of God for you to have spiritual understanding. You on your own also can also read. The Bible is available to everybody. It may be because of our laziness. You just go and read it, and all these things will be revealed to you. Now, there are habits as professionals, as workers. Whether you are, like I said, whatever vocation you are into, we need to cultivate some. There are some habits we need to cultivate to be the best in whatever we are doing. I am telling you to be the best. You can be the best in whatever you are doing only when you cultivate these habits. Now, as I've said before, for you to reach your potential, for you to report your potential in whatever you are doing, for you to make the best profits in whatever you are doing without cheating. You don't need to cheat. You understand? You need spirituality. You must develop yourself spiritually. And what I mean by this is that you rely on God in your faith, in prayers, and God, which is the solution to your challenges. Secondly, we need to develop ourselves mentally. Now, I remember Mama Ikotu when this is the second time I've been standing here to talk to you people of God. She, that time, asked me to come and talk to the Women Ashidikri on financial intelligence. I remember that day, I told Mama Ikotu that, Madam, I may not be able to talk on financial intelligence. I said, what I want to talk is that, it's like a Chinese proverb. The Chinese proverb is that when you give somebody fish, give him fish, he will keep coming to be asking you for fish. But when you teach him how to fish, he will never come to you again. He'll be self-sufficient. So what I'm saying is that we need to develop ourselves mentally. Mentally. I'm just telling you. These three things is very, very important. You can never reach your potential if you don't develop yourself along that line. Spirituality, mentally. The third one is physically. This mentally is that you must read. You see, internet has makes everything easy for us. Even if you don't buy books, take your phone, Google. You can get information in your phone. Any information. So, because when you read, you are developing yourself. You'll be able to tackle all the challenges of life because they are all provided in the book. Then, like I said, physically, you need to develop yourself physically. That is, you must be doing exercise. You must be moving. I read a book on the people they did. It's a research from people. It does center on people that live long in the world. The people that live as long in the world are in Japan. Okinawa people in Japan. What do? They don't do simple research. They will observe that these people are moving every minute. Don't say, maybe even if you are retired, you are old man. These people live almost, they are centurions. They live above 100. And what they observe is that virtually every organ in their body are intact. Everything. The observation is that they have something they do every day. They are moving. So you must be physically fit and you must nourish yourself with good food to keep fit. Now, the following habits are saying to to be a successful and become a beacon of light in our work. To be a beacon in light of our work, we must cultivate the habits of positive thinking. How do you think? What dominates your mind? You understand? You must let positive thinking dominate your mind. If negative things comes in, you can cast it out immediately. I don't want to think like this. Think positively all the time. Even the book of Proverbs 23:7, please note it down. The book of Proverbs 23:7 said, "For as a man thinketh in his eye, so he is." As you think in your mind, in fact, the battle of life is in your mind. It is what you think. Please, people of God, whatever level you are today is as a result of your thinking. I am telling you, it's the way you have think. The capacity of man being is limitless. It's limitless. Especially even if you hold on to God. You can reach to any capacity you set to reach. But because we allow our thoughts, negative thinking, to take over you, that's why you are not getting what you want. So please, cultivate habits of positive thinking. Always think positively. Don't ever think negatively. 2, set work goals. You must set goals. Every year, the beginning of the year, you must be able to set goals, whatever you are doing. Whether you are, whatever your vocation is, civil servant, nurse, what I don't know. You desire something, set it. Write it. You not only set it in your head, write it down. Write it down somewhere where you can be seeing it every day. It's not a matter of writing it down. You must be focused on it every day. You must be looking at it. That's your goals every day. And when you focus on it, you can never miss it. You achieve it. Plan and again a morning routine. Because, like I said, you must be reading. I stumbled on this book on morning routine about 2 years ago. Let me tell you, if you want to get results, be successful in every routine you are doing, you must have a morning routine. It's a must. It's not even option. It's mandatory. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? Some of what when we do, you reach out to your phone, you start notifications, WhatsApp. What did they send to me today? No. When you wake up, you must say, me, I have a morning routine. My wife can bear witness to that. When I wake up now, I say my small prayer. Then I reach out that our living waters. That devotional manual, which I've been following for the past 2 or 3 years now. That manual is the best in the world, I'm telling you. That Lagos to West manual. I used to subscribe to our daily guide. But when I look at this one, the living spring water, I just throw that one aside. I hardly look at it. I have it in the office. And when I get to the house, but I will never leave house without going through that. Because, as we said, you need God. And these things, when you are looking at it, will show you how to connect to God. So you have to connect, you have to engage in morning routine. You do that, like I said, I pray, I look at that routine, I do small exercise to keep fit. And then I review what I'm going to do for that day. I also review my yearly goal. You must have yearly goal, like I said. You must also have yearly goal. I review it. So you need to have that. It's very important. Then in what we do, you must be diligent. Whatever work you are doing, you must be diligent. You must take your works serious. Even if you are a shoe shiner, on a more serious note, you don't need much in life. What do we need? Is it not just to eat? To have a place to sleep? What do you need? Because did you bring anything to this world? And when you are going, for God's sake, you are not going to go with anything. But you need to enjoy your life. You don't need to be beggarly. If you follow all these things, what you need to do is to just, whatever you are doing, be diligent so that you can get little kobo. You understand? To sustain you so that you don't beg for anything. Even the God himself recognized that. In the book of Ecclesiastes 19:10, he said, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy mind. Whatever you find, wherever you are, anything you are doing, do it with what? With all your might. You must be focused on what you are doing. You must do it diligently. Also, Proverbs 22:29. Then, block out distractions. Block out what? Distractions. What I've observed that is causing problem for people today all over the world is distractions, especially smartphone. That our smartphone is a double-edged sword. I am telling you. It can make or mar you. Because, number one, it depends on what you are going on the phone, the social media. You know, it has been designed in such a way that wherever you go, that is what they be bombarding you. If you are going there to seek for valuable things, in your work, even what you are doing, I'm telling you is there. Google it, just go there. That is what they be bombarding you with. Do you understand? That is what you should be focused on. Not to be focusing on the stars. Something that doesn't concern you. Then, so let the smartphone work for you. Then also focus on what you can control. Focus on your work, on what only you can control. Don't bother yourself about anything at all. Don't bother yourself about government. What is your concern about Tinubu? What is your problem with the economy? Is that your problem? Can you control economy? Can you control Tinubu? Is that your problem? Your problem is to focus on what your own work. Do you understand? Focus squarely on your work. Call God every time if you are having challenges there to help you. And He will surely help you if you have that faith I've been talking about. Then cultivate excellent relationship. Your relationship wherever you are matters a lot. Don't keep malice. Don't what? Don't keep. You can get angry. I'm not saying you cannot get angry. But when you get angry, let it go off immediately. Don't keep it to tomorrow. Relate well with the people you are interacting with. All these things will single you out to be a beacon of light. Then always show love. Show love. Anybody you are relating with, show love. Show love. I used to say that if you have a problem with somebody and you say, I am going to deal with that person. You want to deal with him. What is your gain? Are you going to gain anything in dealing with that person? You gain nothing. You lose. Just show love, because that is law of attraction. Whatever you do to people, it will come back to you. Show empathy, show kindness. Then, don't complain about anything. There are, unfortunately, I didn't start that question, but I know that God said we must never complain. Don't ever complain about anything. Like I said, focus on your job, focus on your relationship. And then don't entertain any fear. I remember one of these, maybe about 3 years, one pastor came here, Pastor Oluropo. He came here, and for the first time he said that, you see, one of the things that can also cause problem for people that will never allow you to is fear. You are fearing. You don't need to fear. When you have God by yourself, how can you be fearing? If God is for you, who can be against you? God is with you. God is by you. God is for you. You should not be afraid of it. The pastor, the man of God mentioned that the word "don't fear" is mentioned 365 times in the Bible. Do you know the meaning of that? What makes a year is 365 days. So it's telling you that every day, don't just fear anything. Don't fear, just be bold. Just focus on God. Because when you don't fear, you are focusing on God. Even the book of 1 Thessalonians 5:16-7 says that, like I said, the battle, your mind is very, very key. It says that rejoice always. What it means is that you must always be feeling happy. You must what? You must be feeling happy always. This life is sweet. It's because you don't know. Hosea 4:7 said, my people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. You know, if you have spiritual understanding, you will know that you don't need to be cringing, you don't need to be entertaining fear, you don't need to be say, which problem? You don't have any problem. Just focus on God and do it. He said, rejoice always. Pray without ceasing. You see, rejoice always. Pray without what? Ceasing. Because when you are praying, what do? You are praying to Almighty God. You are connecting with Him. And then with that, your faith, your prayer will be answered. Then give thanks in all circumstances. In everything, just give thanks. Thank Almighty God. So, as to the year of fear, I have 365, but I have some here. You can note it down. 2 Timothy 1-7. 2 Timothy 1-7. Philippians 4-6. Mark 5. Chapter 5 verse 6. I have 41. 10. Deuteronomy 31:6. Psalm 26:1. Genesis 15. And then the remaining, I think this is about 7 now. You can imagine. Manuals 365/7. The other one, you can search for it in the Bible. You can Google it. Even if, Google is very easy now. Just say, don't entertain fear in the Bible. Just Google it. It will just bring them out to you. Now, the last one I want to talk about. Cultivate the habit of giving. Giving. Even the theme of today said, meaningful sharing with the needy, which is giving. Do you understand? That spirit is very important. On the most, I'm not boasting. God just give me that. In fact, I'm still saying I'm not even doing it to the fullest. I am telling you, when you cultivate of the habit of giving, you will never be stranded. You can never be stranded in your life. I'm just telling you. Just key into it. You don't need to have millions before you give. Even from 10,000 naira, you can give. You can give somebody 1,000. You can give somebody 200 naira. It doesn't have to be something big. Then it doesn't have to be money too. You can give love. You can give advice. You understand? You can give. You can also give smile to people. Proverbs 11:24 says that give freely and become worthy. Be stingy and lose everything. The generous will prosper. Do you understand? If you really want to be blessed, because God has created us to be a blessing, you are blessed to be a blessing. You need to, this is, in fact, what I'm saying today is what is the most important thing. Just give. You will never be stranded. Just COVID. I know it's not easy. Hey, you have this money, you want to give now. Sorry, as I was said, I used to listen to the Bishop Odevo every morning. It was talking about one man, I can't remember the man that he used to give every time. He used to give, I think it's in tithing. So, and as he was giving this tithing, God was just blessing him. Now, the God he blessed him in such a way that, it's 10%. He now look at it. This 10% of this money is too much. Oh. I can't give it. So he was rationalizing that. Do you know what? As the man of God said, he said, his also fortune started dwindling. His fortune started doing what? Dwindling. Do you understand? Because he has changed that habit of tithing now. Do you understand? I know it's not that easy, but if you can develop a habit and be giving, God will bless us. Then when you give, you must give freely. You must what? Give freely. You give freely. You give what? Freely. There's no compulsion. Nobody is forcing you. Give freely because God himself loves a cheerful giver. There are 4 ways of giving in the kingdom are. Where are the 4 ways you can give? You can give in your tithing. Malachi 3, 10-12. If you try it, I know it's not easy, but if you try it, you will see the reward. Kingdom promotion givings. Deuteronomy 16-7, given to the prophet and minister of God. You must be giving to all these ministers of God. If you want to be blessed, give to them. That's what the God says. Matthew, that is, you can find that one in Matthew 10-14. Then you also need to give to the poor. You look around you, poor people. Give to them. Give to them, and you'll be blessed. Lastly, we should cultivate the habits of giving with a willing hand, and we should give cheerfully. 2 Corinthians say, 9:7. 2 Corinthians says that every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give not grudgingly, or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. Once again, hearty congratulations for today's celebration. It is our prayer that we shall live to celebrate many professional harvests in the land of the living, in prosperity and in good health, in the precious name of our Lord Jesus Christ.